Hi Trade App members, my name is Dawn Davies and I'm the head buyer for the Whisky Exchange and Speciality drinks, and I'm here today to talk to you about rum. So, when a lot of us think about rum, we think about it in terms of colour, white, gold, dark. But I'm here today to tell you those terms need to be thrown out with the trash because they mean absolutely nothing at all. A white rum, you might think, oh, that's unaged, but actually some white rums are aged and then have been filtered to take the colour out of them. Gold, well, does that mean it's aged? Or maybe someone's just added a bit of colour. And dark, does that mean it's older than a golden rum? Or has someone just added even more colour? Well, you know what? That's normally the case with dark rum, especially. People often add a lot more colour to it because they were traditionally the ones that they wanted to see. They sold because people did think that they had added age. And a lot of those so-called dark rums actually haven't got that much age at all, or if any, and are just white rums coloured. So you have to be really, really careful with those terms. Golden rums, what does that tell you? Has it been aged 3 years? Has it been aged 4 years? Has it been aged 25 years? This term means nothing. So what we are doing at the Whisky Exchange is trying to get people to really rethink how they're talking about rum or how they're exploring rum. And we've taken it in sort of 4 different ways. We've looked at it in terms of what is the base product it's made from. So all rum is made from sugar cane, not beet, not anything else. It has to be sugar cane. Now, you can either then make the rum out of molasses, which of course is the byproduct of sugar production, or you can make it out of sugarcane juice, which gives you these lovely grassy fresh rums, which are absolutely delicious. The other way of looking at it is how it's actually produced. Is it produced on a pot still, giving you big, heavy, rich rums? Is it produced on a traditional column still? For example, one that maybe has 2 or 3 columns, where you still get plenty of character, but tend to be a little bit lighter on the palate. Or is it made in a big multi-column still that has a purifier on it that is actually taking out a lot more of the character of the rum, leaving a very light, sort of fresh style rum that if you're going to age it will take more of the influence of that oak in terms of tannin and flavour than potentially the actual new make in the rum. Now, you could have those all coming from one distillery. You could have a blend of all 3 different types in the rum. Or you could have blends from all over different islands, which was very, very common, especially in the Navy times with Caribbean rum. So all of these things are going to affect flavour. Also, in addition to that, are they adding anything to the rums? Some people add flavour, naughty, naughty. Some people add sugar in the form of, say, a dosage, for those of you who know your champagnes. It's a similar process. Some people may age at origin. So, if you're aging in the Caribbean with, say, 8% evaporation up to the little duppies, the sort of evil spirits in the Caribbean that drink all the rum, then that's very different than if it's aged in Europe, or even partially aged in Europe, where only maybe potentially 3 to 1% of the spirit is going up to the angels. So, all of these things really, really matter. But what it really boils down to is flavour. So flavour is how we decide if we like something or don't like something. And that's so key, especially when you're talking to a customer, or if you're even trying to discover yourself. You know what you like to drink, you know the flavours you like. So what we've done is we split these out into different flavour camps. So we have sort of light and uncomplicated rums. These are rums that tend to be made on these big multi-column stills, which are there put to work perfectly in your rum and cokes or as in a simple cocktail. They're just great for that. They're very versatile and easy, and they're vehicles for other things. Then you have your sort of grassy and herbaceous rums. And for me, these are your kind of agricole rums from Martinique. They're your sugarcane juice-based rums from places like Haiti and some of the other French-owned islands. And these are fantastic. One of my favourite from Haiti is it's the Clarence-Sajou. It's my absolute favourite rum in the world. But this is Communal, which is a blend of all 4 producers, which is just beautiful and really great in a daiquiri. You've got things like Rum from Marie Galante, which is made by Vittore Capavia, one of Grappa's stars. He makes absolutely amazing distillatos and grappas in Italy. So definitely one to look out for. Then you have your aged ones. I love the rums from St. James, Damoiseau and De Paz. They have real character and intensity. And a little bit more kind of a linseed character, but you still get that sort of earthiness and that sort of dried hay and that grassiness behind. They're absolutely delicious. And for me, those sugarcane juice rums are probably the closest you're going to get to terroir for all of you wine drinkers out there. Now, if we move across into the islands, you get your sort of tropical and spicy rums. These are your fruity and spicy rums. These are ones that may potentially have been a blend of pot and column. They may be a traditional column, especially like the rums from Barbados. Some of my favorites are anything coming out of the Foursquare distillery, like Durley's 14 is looking delicious at the moment. Mount Gay, Trudy Ann, who's just taken over distillation there not so long ago, has actually really done a little bit of a revamp on those rums, and they're just on fire right now. So definitely seek out Barbados for those more sort of fruity and spicy rums where you just have that little influence of wood. Now, some of my absolute favourites are these big tropical beasts. And some of those are things like from Jamaica, Hamden being one in particular, that if you really like your tropical rums, it definitely ticks all the boxes. Big banana-rich flavours. But also from Jamaica, you've got these amazing rums from Appleton. Worthy Park is absolutely one of my favourites right now, and I think they're really one to watch. And then, of course, you've got the rums from the Central Americas. So you've got these ones that are rich and treacly. Things like Diplomatico really sort of hit the spot on that. They do add sugar, but they're transparent about it. They want you to know that they have it. And you know what? These are great rums to get you into the category of rums that are aged, have a little sweetness, and just really, really good. Rum Exclusiva from Diplomatico is great over ice cream as well. Then you could, go down a little bit further not down further, but you can go into El Dorado in Guyana, where there are an amazing amount of stills. They still have wooden stills that are made from these old Brazilian hardwoods, which are incredible to see. And again, a little bit more rich and treacly on those ones. And then, of course, there's places like St. Lucia, which are lesser known. Anything from the St. Lucia distillery, like Admiral Rodney, Chairman's, I think they're doing some fantastic rums right now. And actually, they've got this really lovely salinity to them and this really sort of salted caramel character, which I just adore. So, but why just stick with the Caribbean? Of course, you've got places like Cuba, which are doing some great things, but the world of rum is not just about the Caribbean anymore. Actually, it never just was. Now it's all over the world. Australia, Tribini Distillery. Go over to our Fair Isle and try rums from Scotland like Ninefolds. You've got Portsmouth rum, really, really good, and some beautiful little ones popping up all over the country. So keep an eye out for our own homegrown ones. Well, less of the grown, but more of the own. And then, of course, you've got other places, Thailand, Sampan, Renaissance. You've got all these amazing sort of bottlers that are doing great things like Compagnie des Indes and Cane Island and all these amazing producers of rum. And it's such a fantastic world to go out and discover. So don't just think rum is a Bacardi, not that there's anything wrong with Bacardi, folks, but that's what maybe people have in their heads, that it's just a sort of simple Bacardi that they would have used with Coke. Well, you know what? Rum's not about that. Even white rums, you have the grassy herbaceous all the way up to the big blueberry notes. There's such a world to discover out there. So go out and try some new rums. And as my friend said, if you're drinking a rum and you're not smiling, well, you're just drinking the wrong rum.